Welcome to Multiple Streams by Any Means, a podcast that focuses on showing our people different paths to wealth. I'm your host, Bam, and we got my brother,
Jason Wire Pro.
Today we got the financial matchmaker. We got the Aunty Shakey, the financial queen, the one that's she puts those plans in place to show us different ways to strategize our retirement and things of that nature. So we got Aunty Shakey. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Hey.
I'm blessed. How you doing?
Welcome,
How's your day so far?
Oh man, it's been a productive day. It's been a productive day getting myself packed. I'm leaving to go to Dallas tomorrow, so I'm excited about that.
I like
Oh,
Dallas.
okay, Dallas.
I like Dallas.
You spent some time in
yeah,
Dallas, right?
I like 6 years down there.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh wow, this
I
will be
love
my
it.
first time.
Oh, well, you gonna love it. It just gonna be hot though. I tell you that.
I know that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bet on that.
Still, it's not cool. It's not.
Nah. Prior to late October, when it started cooling down.
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh,
Be prepared.
Okay, I might need to repack.
Heads up.
I see you got money green. Is that a coincidence?
No, not at all. You know, when I came, I said I'm sitting with the brothers. You know, I
Okay.
got to represent and
Okay.
come clean and green.
Okay, clean and green.
Respect.
Okay, all right. So number one, how you get the nickname Aunty Shakey?
Okay, great question. Okay, so first of all, I don't know. Your viewers ain't known me long enough to know how I got the name Shaky, but I can talk about how I got the name Aunty Shakey.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I got an opinion about every opinion. Okay.
Okay.
And so, typically I would talk to people in a very auntie way. I'm gonna tell you something that your mama not gonna tell you. Okay.
I got you.
I think different than your mama think, So I'm gonna tell you like it is, and you can, have you ever had that aunt that's like she gonna tell you the truth? It might sting a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta love her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. Where you from, Aunty Shakey?
I'm from Chicago originally.
Oh, for real?
Yep,
It's
originally from Chicago.
Yeah. So it's cold up there.
It's cold today for sure. It is. What is it? August? No, it's September.
September.
Yeah, it's September.
It's September and it's cold already. Yeah, that's why I had to move to Atlanta.
Okay, so you moved to Atlanta straight from Chicago?
Yep.
Okay.
I went to actually went to college here. I went to Clark.
Oh, you went to
Oh,
Clark?
Clark.
Yep.
Oh,
I went
yeah.
to Clark, and then when I finished at Clark, I moved back to Chicago, and then my brother was killed, and I had a young son, and I just got married, and I was like, yeah, no, we need to get up out of here. Let's go to someplace safe like Atlanta.
Come back to it.
You said safe. Yeah, it's probably a little safer.
Right.
It's more things to do if you have something going on
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
in
sure.
Atlanta. Okay, so you went to Clark.
Yep.
What you take up?
Chemistry.
Oh, chemistry.
Yep.
Ah, man, I went to Albany State.
Did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
actually went there because of Clark. So like when I was like transitioning between high school and college or whatever, like I had friends that went to like Clark, Morehouse.
Yep.
Some went to Spelman or whatever, and I would just kind of like bump into them, and I would go hang out at the AUC.
Right.
And but it was just like the tuition was kind of crazy, so I was just like, where can I get a similar vibe? I'm not gonna say the exact same because it's not
Right.
in the city or whatever, but and it's not the AUC, but at the same time, where can I see, beautiful, educated black people that's trying to make it? And then, my guidance counselor kind of pointed me to Albany State, so that's how I ended up there.
Shoot, at this point though, the AUC was probably like grade 13, 14 for you, right? Like it's just kind of like that progression where it's like, oh, okay, maybe everybody that I know is over here. No.
Nah, I don't. It was just like maybe a couple of people. Like
Oh,
I
really?
don't know a
That's
lot
it?
of. Yeah, it was
Okay.
like people. So I went to a different high school than what I was on. I was supposed to go to high school with him, but
Okay.
I went to a different high school. It was in Sandy Springs, and it was like a program they had. So I ended up going there. So it was like maybe one or two friends, but
Oh, okay.
I started meeting other. Their friends kind of became my friends, but like it wasn't like a lot of introduction between. Like when I was a kid, it wasn't like we ever took a field trip and went to the AUC.
Oh,
Like
got
you wouldn't even,
Okay.
yeah, you wouldn't even really know it existed. Like you would
Okay.
hear about it, like if you like look at a TV show, but it's not like we're just bumping into the college kids. Like especially like with the
Interesting.
mall being there, like that's not like a mall you would go to
Okay.
like that. Only if you were going to like the around that area, or like if you was in the AUC, you wanted a pair of tennis shoes. Like maybe you'll go to the West End,
Okay.
but it wasn't like they did a lot of. They wasn't just like mixing us in with different college or onboarding. It wasn't like an onboarding process. It was
Okay.
just like people just applied and they'll end up.
Got it.
Yeah, end up at whatever school they applied for or whatever.
Okay.
But you said chemistry.
Yep, chemistry. I wanted to be a dentist.
A dentist. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I loved smiles. Like I love, even to this day, like I love to see people's smiles. Like that's the first thing I see when I meet somebody is their smile. And I was like, you know what? I want to be the person to fix their smile. And then my first year, I did an internship. Well, I did an internship my first 2 years at a dental office. And I was like, yeah, no.
Why so quick?
Because it's like some people got trash mouths. Like I was attracted to the nice smiles, but I just figured they all look like that, but they don't.
But that what you there for. You were there to help.
Yeah,
You help to get it right.
For some people, it was like cleaning the toilet. They mouth would be so bad.
She said they don't pay me enough for this.
I ain't even gonna lie.
And you those toothaches, like the toothache screams.
Yeah.
Those some bad screams.
Oh, my
like
gosh.
like nah, like
Coming in up.
yeah, especially like when the kids go in there and they like won't stop crying.
It's horrible. It's
Yeah.
horrible. And I was like, yeah, this is not for me.
Yeah, and then people biting on your fingers all day.
Right, exactly.
Are they-
Because obviously I'm older than you all, but back then, the way they would take pictures, they would put these like little things in your mouth, and you got to bite down,
Yeah,
tell
I remember
people
that.
the plastic, right?
Uh-huh.
And people would bite my fingers, like if you don't stop. So I was like, yeah, no, I was done. Because the actual dentist doesn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
It's the
yeah, facts.
assistant that does
Yeah,
that.
the
True,
nurse,
true,
the
true.
assistants, they do all the work.
We do all the work.
Yeah,
So I was like, yeah, no, I'm
yeah.
good. Let me marry somebody wealthy. Yeah.
Hey,
So that what you did after dental assistance? Or
It was a journey, but yeah, I got there.
Okay. Yeah, I eventually got one.
so as soon as you graduated, you moved back to Chicago.
I did.
Okay, and you was there for a while.
Yeah, I was there for a good while, for probably about maybe about 5 or 6 years. Yeah, afterwards.
Okay, so when did so how did you how did you transition to become from the dental assistant to the financial matchmaker?
Oh, that's a good question. That was a journey. Okay, so what ended up happening was I got involved. I worked like a little job or whatever. I worked at the phone company. My father was pretty high up in the phone company, so he got me in, and stuff like that. So it was cool. I was a single mother at the time, and so I just needed some work, right?
Yeah.
And so my mother, I was living at home with my parents, and my mom would always we would bump heads, right? We would bump heads, and she told me, she was like, "It's only one queen bee in a hive." And I was like, you know what? You right. So I need my own hive. And so I went in search of all right, I need to make some money. I got to do overtime. I got to do whatever I need to do, you know what I'm saying? So I can afford my own hive. But I knew the value in home ownership, right? I knew that flat out, right? And then, so I got my own spot or whatever, me and my son. And then my mother, she called us over one day, me and my brother, and it's her and my father. So her and my father have been married now for 52 years. Okay, so long, beautiful relationship actually. And so they invited us over one day, and there was this lady who was talking about life insurance, and she was like, "Oh, I want you to meet this lady. She's gonna put life insurance on everybody," and she was like, telling us how stuff was going to be set up and, whatever, blah, 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 right? So anyway, we all ended up getting life insurance. Well, my mother never thought that a year later she would be cashing in that policy on my brother who had been killed, right? And so it was like, on one end, thankfully, she actually did get the life insurance. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
true.
But also on the other hand, it's like, dang, she lost her son too. You know what I'm saying? I lost my brother, and so when I watched my parents though go through the hardest time in their life, I saw them going through life different than I saw some of my other friends and how their parents went through. You know what I'm saying? Like where I'm from now ideally, I live in the suburbs, but we still experience a lot of loss, in the neighborhood. And for them, people would their parents would lose their child on a Monday, bury them on a Friday, and have to be back at work on Monday. And I was like, yo, like that can't be my life. That can't be my life where I'm dependent on somebody at a job to tell me how long I have to be able to grieve. You know what I'm saying? Pray that I never lose a child or a loved one, period. But I knew my life had to be different. I knew I couldn't just live average. And at the time, I was living average. I had, an average job. I was living in an average spot, dating at best average men, you know what I'm saying? And so I was like, all right, if I want to be better, especially looking at my parents, because my parents were able to take that life insurance and they were able to, because he was killed in February, they were able to leave Chicago and go to Las Vegas. They bought a home in Las Vegas, okay? And my father didn't have to go back to work till like that summer. You know what I'm saying? He had an option. He had options.
Okay. Okay.
And that really pretty much told me what I wanted. I wanted more options. So that's how I got on this road of being the financial matchmaker. I was like, okay, I want that life plus some.
Facts.
Now, you said some interesting things about. So one of the cool things about entrepreneurship is basically being able to take the time you need to do what you need to do. Like you said, greed. That's like at the top. But I just think like this morning, for instance, yesterday I had one of those days, had a headache, dozed off, ended up waking up. So instead of going to sleep around 12, ended up going to sleep around 2 or 3. So now I woke up later, but I would not have even been able to afford to wake up 2-3 hours later if I had to be at work at 7 a.m. Or sometimes I get hungry in the middle of the day. I can grab a snack.
Exactly.
I drink a lot of water. I eat a lot of fruit, drink a lot of water. If I gotta go, use the restroom, I can do that whenever I want to. I can, So it's just like being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it is like one of the biggest things. This is one of the biggest things in my book. Like, 'cause sometimes it be, you think about the money, but it's like, man, just be able to say I can do what I want. I don't have to listen to anyone. Like everything, the only time I listen to someone is like from a partnership perspective. Like, okay, I'm doing business with you or doing business, but I don't like. I got pulled over one time and I had to really understand like, okay, this is the time you actually have to kind of listen to somebody. Like, just give it 30 seconds and then you back there and don't have to take shit from anybody anymore. So that's just one of the things, man. And no, I'm sorry to hear about your brother, but it basically just that whole situation, just you being back, everything kind of like you like I want to change. I don't want mediocrity. It just kind of led you down a rabbit hole, just different things. And you said she came and spoke about life insurance, things of that nature. Did you have a policy around that time?
I did. Well, my mother put a policy on all of us, so everybody in the family. So it was just me, my brother, my mom, and dad. So all of us ended up with a policy at that time. But one of the things that I knew was that if I knew I wasn't going to be average or wanted to be average or be someplace where they told me what I had to do with my time, you know what I'm saying? Then I needed to do something different. I needed to show up different. I needed to read different. I needed to, whatever I expose my eyes to, my ears to, had to be above average. You know what I'm saying? For me to be able to receive this above average life. So I started studying a lot of studying on my father. Listen, I am a daddy's girl, okay? My father, when he retired from the phone company, he said, hey, you want to travel and learn how to day trade? And I was like, sure, because he got a +1, right? He purchased this package, and he got a +1, and I was like, yeah, I'll go with you, for sure, right?
Yeah.
And so we would travel all over the country, like going to these different, you had to travel back then because they didn't have Zoom then,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
True.
So
Yeah,
you had to
facts.
actually go places.
Yeah.
And so we would go and we would sit in these things, and I'd be taking my notes. I'd be learning candlesticks and, learning the market and all of that other kind of stuff. And like, because I wanted to be rich,
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah, fact.
Above average lifestyle, right? And I wanted to supersede. I wanted to make I don't think we have that goal in mind enough. I wanted to make my parents proud, but not just proud, but I wanted them to see that I could be not just twice as better as them, but 10 times as better as them. Like that's the biggest compliment you could give to your parents, that whatever they exposed you to, whether it be good or bad, because some people didn't have good, situations growing up. You know what I'm saying? But to be able to have that testimony that I far exceeded where you were, we all should be going further. But anyway, so I was working real hard at that, and so taking notes, making sure I did everything the people said. And one time it was this guy, he was standing in the front of the room, and he was like, yeah, so the wealthiest people are the richest people. I mean, I'm sorry, he said the wealthiest people are married people. I was like, I was single at the time, I was dating, this guy who wasn't about much or nothing. He was average, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, how do I execute? Because I was a big executor. All right, how do I execute? All right, well, there's this guy. He at the house right now. Like he babysitting my son right now. You know what? He would be a good one. He would be a good one. So on the break, I literally went to the car and I said, what you think about getting married? He was like, okay. I was like, all right, we'll talk about it when I get back. 6 months later, we were married.
Okay.
6 months later, we were married. Because
Wow.
in that particular relationship, I knew he was going to take care of me and take care of me well. I knew I wasn't going to have to be chasing up behind him, with a flashlight in the daylight. Like, where you at? Where you at? I ain't about chasing nobody. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's a family man, that's loyal, that takes pride in taking care of his woman. You know what I'm saying? Got that dog in him, that got that hustle in him, because I knew that was going to be able to help me and balance me to where it is that I wanted to go.
Wow. That's dope. That's what's up. All right, so look, you said day trading. You remember around what year? Or like, do you recall the name of the company that was doing all the education?
Yeah, it was Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad course.
Oh, for real? Oh, so they taught day trading at some
Yeah,
point.
they sure did.
Oh, wow.
I think they still do though.
Yeah.
I went to a seminar about 2 years ago. Yeah, they had that. And as well.
We've been doing that for a while. We bought all the little game boards and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they get you on all
Like
that.
all of that.
Yeah, I didn't know that was. I never played the game, as a matter of fact.
You
It was-
haven't. The
No, I
game
never
is
had. I ain't had nobody to
amazing.
play it with. Like, I wanted to play it. Like, it was
Yeah, I
times I
never
wanted to
played
play it, and like nobody.
Oh, man, I'll play it with you. I'll play it with you. We're going to have to get a bunch of us together, but it's dope.
Nah, that's what's up. All right, so wow. So in 6 months, y'all was married, and so he said, yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he?
I don't know. You say he was babysitting.
He was babysitting my son at the time.
Oh, okay.
He was just a friend. He was just a guy, from work, and very responsible and stuff like that. And it was like, wow, we never dated, none of that.
Just went on and jumped the gun.
Just jumped the gun. It was very untraditional. There was no love there, no, sparks or nothing like that. But it was for a purpose. Each one of us had an assignment. I had my assignment. He had his assignment. Are we willing to go at this assignment for the rest of our life? And the answer was yes.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good, brother.
Nah, that's what's up. I mean, you don't really see a lot of women being humble enough to take initiative like that, and it's what's up. This is very different. Very different than what's going on out here in these dating Atlanta dating streets. Yeah. Nah. Okay. So all right. So we talked about. So one thing you did talk about was like home ownership. So just kind of like doing my research on you. You're against the 30-year mortgage, which I'm totally against as well. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. So, the whole word mortgage literally derives from death. Like, if you break down, like,
Yeah.
morgue, like, it is death.
Yeah, mortician.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what
Wow.
we doing? What we doing?
Wow.
And so, it's meant for you to pay it till death. And it's like, you trying to tell me I'm gonna be attached to this. And what's interesting is that 70% of people that own a home, they won't even they're not even going to stay in the house that they purchase, because either their needs are going to change or any.
Of course.
Most people don't stay in a house for 30 years no more. This isn't our parents, you know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, they stayed in their house forever. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? People not doing that now. We moving. You know, a lot of us are even moving to other countries now at this point.
Yeah.
You know, but here you are locked into this 30-year mortgage that the way that it's structured, it's not structured for you to win, and it's amortized. So what I mean by that is, it's that I can't even, most people, now I'm a licensed real estate agent, okay? And as a licensed real estate agent, when they showed us the calculation, I'm like, nobody can do this calculation. It's not meant for anybody to understand this calculation at all. And so why in the world would you purchase something so big in this amortized mortgage? Well, the reason why is because they make it less expensive.
Yeah.
At least that's what how they throw it out there to you. Okay.
Yeah.
That
It's-
is,
yeah.
it's, I mean, all
sure.
you got to pay is this,
Yeah.
you know, to live in all of this.
Yeah, dress it up. Mm-hmm.
That's what they did with the 401k too.
Yeah, dress
They
it
made
up.
the 401k look really sexy when the 401k is not sexy at all. Okay. But anyway, versus being able to just purchase property with a simple interest loan. Why we not purchasing property with simple interest loans? Meaning, kind of like a credit card.
Okay.
It's enough money out there to be able to purchase you some real estate with credit cards.
But on credit card got the high rates though. Don't it?
No.
No. I guess you get
No.
a 0 interest
Listen,
first year.
even a credit card with a 20% interest rate on it, okay, APR, it's still simple interest. Simple interest will beat out amortized interest any day.
Okay. Yeah, with all the
Any day.
extra stuff with that mortgage.
When you sign your loan documents, right? It's gonna say, well, this is how much you're purchasing it for. Let's just say you're purchasing it for $100,000. Now you can't purchase nothing in Atlanta for no $100,000, okay? Not no more. You know, when I first moved here, you could, but let's just say $100,000, and then they're gonna say, but at the end of this 30 years, because they have to disclose it.
Yeah.
They have to disclose it.
Yeah.
And so, but after the 30-year term, you actually gonna spend $400,000 for the house. And we still decide to sign on the dotted line?
I need somewhere to stay, man.
You need someplace to stay.
Some people, that's how, you know what I'm saying? That's how
got
a lot of
somewhere to
people,
stay.
I don't
You can
have
rent.
400,000 or I don't even have this 100,000, but I got this 1,500 that I could put down.
They pay rent.
And my 2,200, I could pay a month. I don't know.
So the whole idea of renting, right? And I'm not opposed to renting because I feel like there is no one size fits all for everyone, right? Not for everyone. For some people, having a home, okay, purchasing a home is a really good investment, okay? And then you have other people that, you know, them being a renter and not, you know, going down that rabbit hole works for them also, okay? However, I'm gonna tell you this one thing. I'll tell you my story. When I purchased my house, about 6 years ago. About 6 years ago, I purchased my house, and I purchased it for $230,000. Okay. Well, 2 years later, that house went to $500,000. Can't do that in a rental property.
Yeah.
Can't happen in a rental property. Now, equity is just a assumed number. It's just vapor, okay? Unless you actually take advantage of it. And that's the one thing that, especially us as African Americans, we need to have equity. We don't have enough equity. We don't have enough equity when it comes to property. We don't have enough equity when it comes to businesses. We don't have enough equity when it comes to any part of our life, our music, everything. Anything that we produce, we need to make sure we have equity inside of it. And that's where we're struggling. But when we talk about equity inside of property, that it's not actualized until you actually pull it out. Okay, so what my husband and we decided to do was capture that equity, pull that equity out of that house, and when we pulled that equity out of the house, we paid that house off. So we paid that house off in 3 years.
Oh yeah, because nah, that made sense. Well, y'all moved at the right time too. Yeah, because
Sure.
the market was that high for the property. Yeah.
Sure. Timing is one thing, but that's the reason why, you know, statistically with real estate, the market will go up. Okay. Now in 2008, 2009, we all experienced, not we all, you guys are probably too young for this, but we definitely experienced hardship. My husband and we had $1 million in the bank and a $5 million real estate portfolio. And in 2007, in 2008, 2009, when the market crashed, we lost it all. We lost it all. And so, so yes, real estate can be risky, but statistically, it's definitely going to be a good investment. But that 30-year mortgage altogether is just death, and I would work my ass off to get out of it.
Now, okay, so you said y'all lost it all during the crash. How crazy did things get around that time?
You know what? It went real crazy. I'm gonna share with you how it looked in my house. I went through a crazy depression. I actually got some pictures. I actually got some pictures of me digging through garbage. Like, that's how bad it got. Like, and for me to be here today, like in the situation that I am, and to know that, you know, where I was to where I ended up, to the point where I'm pulling out, like going through garbage cans looking for newspapers so that I can collect as many coupons as possible, so that I could stack my coupons, so that at the end of the day I could buy tuna for $0.25. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how bad things got back then. However, I say all the time that a setback ain't nothing but a setup for a comeback. And when a comeback it come back strong. It come back strong, and it comes back on a more solid foundation. I was young. We were young. We didn't know what to do with that money. We were doing stupid stuff with that money. And so had we known what we know today, that money would have lasted. But we went through that. We had to go through that for us to be able to be where we are today.
Okay, so like, all right, so it seemed like the main thing you were involved in was real estate at the time.
That was it.
Okay, so did you have to pivot, or y'all just kind of lived off of y'all savings until?
No, it was nothing to live off of.
Yeah. Okay. So, what did you have to do to pivot at the time, or?
So my husband went to work. I had to go back to work. I had to, and Lord have mercy, like, you should have seen me. Like, I was like a work. Like I do not dream of labor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was one of those, like, what you mean I got to work? You know what I'm saying? I married you so I didn't have to work. What we doing? You know what I'm saying? And so the fact that, and I know it was tough for him, because that was one of the things that he said to me early on, is that you will never have to work. Like, he said that to me early on, and I was like, thank you, honey, but I'm a worker. I like to work. I got that hustle in me, but I love the fact that, I don't have to work. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the beauty of it. But when I had to be put in a position where I had to work, it it's like, but so I ended up having to go to work because I didn't have like a real skill set for that market at the time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there weren't jobs.
Yeah.
The only jobs were like customer service jobs.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I can't walk in there a corporate job. Here it is. I've been a business owner this whole time. You know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna have to be at the bottom of that pyramid.
Right, exactly, right.
Yeah.
But I found myself at the bottom of that pyramid because that was all that was offering. So anyway, I ended up with this interview at this customer service place, and I already knew walking in I was gonna get the job. I knew it. You know what I'm saying? Because I could own the place.
Yeah, literally.
Literally. You know what I'm saying? So what we doing, right? And so the lady sitting there, she's interviewing me. Well, this seems great. Her file folders. This seems great. We're gonna give you the position. And I'm thinking to myself, I know, you will. Okay. So she's walking me out the door, and I stopped and I turned. I said, "Oh, by the way, how much will I be getting paid?" And so she says, "Oh." Like she's so chipper, like excited about it, right? Okay. And she was like, "Oh, you'll be getting paid. The starting pay is $10.25 an hour." Bruh. I literally went to my car and like cried, like bawled. Because in my mind, all I can think is, because she put that per hour. So that means that I got to sit somewhere for an entire hour for you to then, in exchange, give me a $10 bill and a quarter.
It's not $10. It's minus taxes.
You right.
A nickel and a penny.
Exactly. Like that wasn't logical to me. Yeah. That didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But that's what most of Americans were actually going through. That's what most of Americans are experiencing today.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
They may not be getting paid that $10 and a quarter. You know what I'm saying? It may look more like, $20.75. You know what I'm saying? Name your number per hour. Mm-hmm. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough for them to have this leash around my neck to be able to tell me how to come and go. And even to the point you brought it up earlier, like when I got to use the bathroom, when I come back from lunch, like I might have a lunch date. I might want to kick it for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? I can't kick it for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I don't even have the option to kick it for 2 hours and you at least like dock my pay.
Facts, yeah.
No, you want me there.
I ain't gonna work nothing out.
It's like 12 minutes of your time is gonna be going to the car, from the car, so you got 15, 20 minutes.
Bam, listen. Yeah. Listen, that just... But I'm going to tell you what happens when you get on that job, because while I sat up there and said, this doesn't make any sense, when you get in that trap, they somehow wrangle you in to make you believe that that's where you're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And you can't be no place else, even though you've experienced something different. Mm-hmm. I spent 8 years there. I spent 8 years there. Thinking that, oh, okay, I'm gonna work my way up this ladder, because, while I might make $10.25 a day, maybe then tomorrow I'm gonna make 16, and then, maybe next week I'm then gonna get paid 24, and it's promise after promise, and they dangle promotion in front of you, and they give you the little pats on the back and good job, and and then they also give you the stress and all this other, the responsibility, so you make you feel like you somebody.
Yeah, they sticker the sticker on the refrigerator. They do all that stuff, and it's like I feel like a hamster in a maze. At the end of the day, it's like, damn, I'm part of a plan. It's
You
like,
are.
behind closed doors, they have a whole different meeting. Like, what's up with the kid John? Like, how long you think he's gonna last? Should we fire him today, or should we give him 3 more months? You know what I mean? It's like I can only imagine how they think and shit that they say, and I can only imagine like how they get together and laugh and yeah. So what you gonna say? I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, but what's interesting enough is those that are sitting around, looking at us and laughing at us and wondering how long they're gonna last. There's somebody always higher than them, laughing at them,
Exactly.
wondering how long they're gonna last too.
Yeah, and it's scary.
It is scary.
It's very scary
To be able to put your to have to put your future into somebody else's hands. Now, granted, it's probably more guaranteed, or when I say guaranteed, what I mean by that is you getting a check on the 1st and the 15th, and you count on that. Okay, but I said this before that some of us are just too comfortable to be wealthy.
Yeah.
We like that 1st and the 15th money,
Yeah.
and for some of us, that's just not enough.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's not. That was around the time 2008ish, 2000. Well, I graduated college 2010 from Albany State, and just the same thing, same struggle as far as just like it was hard to get a job. It'd be the guy that didn't even attempt to go to college telling me I couldn't work this position. And I just kind of noticed that, especially in the College of Business, it's not a real difference between people that graduated high school with some experience, people that went to a 2-year program or a 1-year program, people that dropped out of college, people that got a 4-year degree. It's like they're in the same boat.
Yep.
And it's like, we kind of taught these general topics. We get the same position. Like most of the people I know that graduated in the College of Business are real estate agents, teachers, or they just kind of work like, in a beginning stage of the corporate thing, and it's just like, yeah, man. I mean, and then it's like I don't feel like the College of Business prepares us for anything like for real.
Prepare you for the workplace.
Right, for the workplace,
Yeah,
because
that's it.
the College of Business is being taught by people that aren't business owners.
Mm-hmm.
They're being taught by 9-to-5ers.
Yeah.
Like, that's the part that's super interesting. Like, we're going to college
For business.
for business,
Yeah.
being taught by people that are 9-to-5ers.
Well, they're
Right.
they're teaching you. I feel like it's because, well, I feel like it's a system, whatever they came up with it, but that's what they teaching you, how to become a part of a business. It's like they don't teach you anything about how to create an LLC, and it's simple. Like you can just literally tell somebody to Google, go to Secretary of State website. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes down to marketing, they teach it to you from like the abstract version of it.
Yeah.
Like if you start a small business, marketing could be, it could be simple things like getting promotional flyers, or they ain't really teach us much about social media marketing and all that type of stuff, and it's just watered down.
Yeah.
And some of the bigger schools like the PWIs, they got things like the Capcom to where like I think they do like some real deal stock trading, like with like fake stock money or something like that. Like the demo, I guess whatever. And I think they do have some scenarios where they're able to practice, but like in the College of Business I grew up at, it wasn't like. I feel like they need to cut the prerequisite program because it's charged too much. Just like the housing market is a part of like the economy or whatever. Student loans, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all taught this dream, get a house, go to school, everything be simple, but it's like you pay back so much money to these people, man. It's like that's where all the money goes. And
I think that, to be honest with you, I think unless you're trying to be a doctor or a lawyer, something that's like a specialty, I really honestly think it should all go away. I'm not even gonna lie. I know this might be controversial or whatever, but
Yeah.
there's so many solid courses out here that real entrepreneurs have put together. You know what I'm saying? That are teaching people the shortcuts. You know what I'm saying? Without having you to go through French and Latin class too.
It's a
You know what I'm
money,
saying?
it's a money grab. Like,
It's
why?
a money grab.
Yeah.
And what
Even-
you might pay for the course, like what, $15,000, $20,000, you know what I'm saying? And that $15,000, $20,000 will literally put you in a better position than you did in a 4-year, or 6-year program in college.
Right. Or just like the certifications, like real estate, like I believe in certifications, you know what I mean, as well. Like, or even I don't mind some type of piece of paper to show that you tried something, you
Absolutely.
got some type of a credit. But the whole prerequisite is just like it's a killer in itself because that's like 2 or 3 extra years for you to mess something up, have a kid, or maybe your parents need something, or you just
Yep.
feel the struggle. Like once you're grown, you feel the struggle. Like, man, I need money,
Yep.
and it's like that's enough time to kill your dreams. Like, and then it's like if I'm going through school and I'm trying to be a nurse or a doctor, I feel like if they feel like I'm not gonna make it, well, they should put me into like a nursing assistant. I don't know, I don't feel like they care. They just like you go to the registrar's office and they get your money and they give you these student loans, not student loans, but refunds. You thinking like, oh, okay, but it's like you gotta pay that back too.
So what's interesting is, like, why would they care? Why would they care?
right.
Because here's the thing, and I'm always thinking about this. These are the same people that are working a job just like the one we are hoping to get after we get out this institution. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Makes sense, yeah.
so you saying you want them to care, but at the end of the day, they're only there so that they can feed their families.
Yeah, right.
They are there so that if they work there for 30 years, hopefully at the end of the day, when they're ready to retire at age 65 or 59 and a half, that 401k is still worth something for them to be able to retire and maybe go on a 3-day cruise on the Bahamas, to the Bahamas.
If they lucky, maybe.
If they lucky, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you
Nah.
asking these people to care?
Right. They're not paid to care. They just paid to do their
job.
Do a job.
And they don't even really do that too well. You always get that line at the registrar's office.
Now you got you got some really exceptional people that
You
happen to, work on these jobs that really, care about the people. But what's the sad part is that even those people aren't recognized.
Yeah, really.
They're not recognized. They're not the ones that are leading the charge. They're not the ones that they're putting in high levels. That's the person that's sitting in the registrar's office that, she got a little bit of God in her, you know what I'm saying? And she want to do right.
Yeah.
He or she want to do right. And they just genuinely love people.
Yeah. Nah. All right, so you gonna say something?
Nah, but we can switch. Well, I wanted to ask you about the cash value life insurance.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. Do you think that's for everybody, or
No.
okay?
No.
Why you say that?
No. It takes discipline to be able to get a cash value life insurance policy if it's written correctly.
Okay.
Here's the thing. There's a lot of controversy around the whole concept of infinite bank.
There you go.
All
Yeah,
right.
it is.
It's a lot of controversy around it. There's some people that are like, you use this product for it. You use whole life or you use index universal life. No, don't use index universal life. Use whole life, right?
Right.
Here's my thing. Why not use both? But most people that are doing the arguing around it, actually can't afford to fund it anyway. So this is not, while the average person, when I say average, I mean a person that can put away maybe $200 or $300, sure, they can get them one of those policies. It's just a
Okay.
death benefit though.
Yeah, okay.
It's just a death benefit. I mean, they'll earn a little bit of money, you know what I'm saying, inside the policy. But these policies are actually meant for people that have some money. You know what I'm saying? When I say have some money, I mean a decent amount of disposable income. So depending on your age, like for example, it depends on your age. It depends on your goals, really. But the biggest thing is that it doesn't matter whether you do a whole life or an IUL. The policy has to be written properly. And 90% of agents don't know how to write these policies properly anyway.
I was just gonna ask you that. Yeah. So where
Okay.
would you go get it? Would you go to the company or come to an individual like yourself or an
Well,
expert entrepreneur?
you can only come to an actual licensed individual to be able to write it.
Okay.
Okay, so like myself. But I would say go to someone who is a strategist. Okay, so I'm a licensed financial strategist. And so what that means is I'm going to look at your overall outlook. I'm not just going to try to throw you in a cash value life insurance policy just because you want one.
Okay.
Okay. Like, you want one because what you saw Waka Flocka talk about it?
Right.
Like, you got to tell me why you want this policy.
Okay.
What's your overall outlook? You know? Now, I can tell you this. If you are a person that is a saver and your money is sitting in the bank and you have a good amount of money sitting in the bank, that money should get out of that bank.
Okay.
Because every day your money is sitting in the bank, it's losing value.
Facts.
Every single day. That's my thing against 30-year mortgages is the fact that people are using this approach of putting extra money onto their mortgages in hopes to be able to pay it off. And my thing is you just literally throwing money down the toilet. That's not a good use of your funds.
So doubling up on your mortgage is
Very, very unsmart idea.
wrong.
Like when I tell you not wise at all.
Okay.
That money will be better. Listen, there's four different things that I look at when I'm putting my money someplace. Okay. The first one is my money safe in this vehicle? Okay. Whether I double up on, paying on my mortgage or not, right? Is it safe for me to do that? All right. And to answer that question about the whole doubling up on your mortgage, it's not. 2008 showed us that.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
Okay. 2, is my money liquid? Can I get to my money? If I put my money inside of, give it to the mortgage company, okay, and I have a hardship, let's say my car breaks down or something like that, and I need some money, can I call up the mortgage company and say, hey, can you run me back that that money I paid extra? Nah, it's stuck. It's stuck there. Unless what you trying to do, a refinance? You know what I'm saying, to get the money out? Because that's the only way you're going to get that money out. And refinance is cost, okay?
Yeah.
Third thing is it a good rate of return? Is it a good rate of return? What's my return if I put that money inside of that on that mortgage? I have no rate of return on my money. My money stops growing instantly. The minute I put my money there.
Yeah.
And then lastly, taxes. Is it going to grow tax free? My money don't grow at all inside that mortgage. At all.
No, I don't.
Yeah, just drain it.
So those are the 4. Now, you know what does all 4 of those things? Is life insurance. It's life insurance. Life insurance is probably one of the only things where your money is going to be liquid, it's going to be safe, it's going to give you a good rate of return, and it's going to grow tax-free.
Okay.
That's the reason why a lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon and getting these cash value life insurance policies because of the power of those 4 things. And the whole idea of banks and corporations, that's where they have a good amount of their assets.
I heard that before.
Is in life insurance. The reason why is for all 4 of those things. If Bank of America, let's just say that they have billions of dollars in life insurance assets. But even if they earned, let's just say they earned $1 million one year. All right. Just from the way the market performed. Okay. If their money was in a market and they're sitting at a tax bracket of 30%. What's 30% of $1 million?
Like 700.
300.
300.
Yeah.
$300,000. Do you think they would want to give $300,000 to Uncle Sam? No. Why would they? That doesn't make sense. However, that same money growing inside of a life insurance policy, if they earned that $1 million, they get to keep all of that $1 million. And it compounds every single year.
So instead of buying a house, life insurance policy.
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
No, you ain't gonna catch me do that. You are not gonna catch me doing that. Listen,
Nah, she ain't saying that.
you know, I don't even know if I introduced my. But one of the things that I tell people all the time, I am the financial matchmaker, and I help people find their perfect serve through stocks, insurance, and real estate. I feel like stocks, insurance, and real estate. Not feel like, it's a statistic that wealthy people, they put their money three different places: in stocks, in insurance, and in real estate.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if you've ever read the book, What Would the Rockefellers Do? Right? Y'all familiar with that book?
No, I haven't.
Nah, but I'm familiar with the Rockefellers.
Okay,
But I
you're
need to
familiar
read-
with the
yeah, I
I
Rockefellers.
read that book though.
You gotta read that book.
I got
okay? Here's the power. Here's what they did. They put life insurance on everybody. They put life insurance on everybody, but more so the oldest person in the family. All right? And they put a really large policy on them. Let's just say $1 million policy. Okay? Now, of course, at their level, they probably putting way more than that. Okay? But there's $1 million policy on the oldest person in the family. Statistically, the oldest person passes away first, right? You have a trust. Obviously, you're going to have a family trust. Okay? Now, a lot of us need a trust, but I have so many people ask me about a trust and they ain't got nothing to put in it. You don't need no trust if you ain't got nothing to put in it. Okay? Let's not talk trust. Let's first talk about a hustle, a consistent hustle.
Some disposable income.
Okay, let's do that first.
Okay.
But if when that family member passes away, that money from the life insurance then goes into the trust, and it continues the cycle. Okay, so the family wealth is continuing to grow, and it will last from generation to generation to generation. And so, but us in our community, we're not willing to do that. We're not willing to come together and pull together our resources to make sure that, when grandma passes away, because she will, because, newsflash, ain't none of us getting out of here alive.
That's right.
None of us.
None
So
of
if none of us are getting out of here alive, why is it that it's only, I think I saw 37% of African Americans actually have life insurance? Some sort of permanent life insurance. 37%?
Very low.
But the churches are crowded on Sundays and Wednesdays
All right.
that are telling us that we gonna die because we need a savior.
All right.
But we don't need life insurance. We need a savior. And no life insurance. Okay. I mean,
That's where we at with it.
that's where we at with
That's
it.
where we at with it.
That's where we at with it. I don't know what else to say. I'm not saying we don't need a savior. I'm saying, but we need a savior and life insurance.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He said
You-
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, what you gonna say?
I would say that's like one of the hardest things to sell, though. It is life insurance.
I don't know why. We just, I don't understand.
I don't know.
why.
It took
It's
like
a
4
no-brainer.
years to convince me, though.
Why?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta know why.
I don't know, just stubborn. My parents been told me, like, at a certain, I think we were 25. I probably didn't get life insurance till I was like 29 or 30 years old. Yeah.
It just took you some convincing that it was a big.
Well, she educated me first, and then
Okay.
she was just explaining. Then she had little, what are you saying? I ain't gonna say gifts, but just come in the office and we'll talk about it, and she give me $50 gift card and say gas card or something,
That's
and just think about it,
hilarious.
and then somebody probably died, and you're probably Quinn or something. Yeah. Then I see exactly what it was, how they did his funeral, and I was like, dang, only if makes sense now.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the most selfish thing that you could do to know you need life insurance and not get it. And the younger you are, obviously, the cheaper,
Cheaper
it
it
is.
is, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, life insurance is not going to be, like, life insurance is on sale today.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be no cheaper. Okay? It ain't gonna be no cheaper than it is today.
Yeah.
Okay? Today is the Black Friday of your life insurance.
Nah, you right.
Okay? Because the older you get, the more expensive it's gonna be. And the whole thing of, I get a lot of people that say, well, you know, I got insurance on my job. Do you? Do you know how that life insurance works?
It's like a death benefit, ain't it?
No.
No.
If most people actually read that contract, and that's the reason why it's so cheap, they pay like $12.
Yeah, something like
Pay
that. Yeah.
$12 per paycheck or something like that. $24 a month. Now, what life insurance gonna pay you out? Why in the hell would they do that? So most of it it's based on the fact that if you happened to die on the way to work, or at work, or some sort of like freak accident surrounding work. It ain't for real. It ain't, oh, if you happen to have a heart attack, you better get you an attorney and make damn sure well that he or she corresponds how that death was related to you at work. Because that's the only way that money gonna pay out.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And so now, but see, that's how they do you though. All right, so now you get off this job, you ain't got no life insurance, right? Now you 59 and a half. Let's go to 59. Okay, now you 60. You 60 years old. Now you're trying to get life insurance. Life insurance at the age of 60 gonna be extremely expensive. Extremely expensive. But the whole time they told you had life insurance.
And you better hope you got it, because you got to go do the physical and all that.
You got exactly.
and
You got to
hoping
even
good.
qualify. By this time, you got diabetes. You got high blood pressure. You know, you done had a couple of surgeries to get your booty and your boobs right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot that has happened from you just getting insurance today to wait until you retire. It don't make no sense. But I'm so glad that you admitted that. That was dope.
Yeah, man. My brother gonna be rich if I go.
Not if, but when.
Well, yeah,
Now,
but
I would say this though. When I was like really young, like 20, really it was like before I was like making money.
Okay.
Like so it
before
was
you-
like, so I didn't necessarily reject it. It was more like I wasn't. It was like the bills at the time. So when it was first introduced, it was just like, okay, let me get on my, because at the end of the day, it was like, I ain't finna die no time soon. But then once I started making money and it was like I'm paying bills and all that type of stuff, it kind of came along with it. But the first time somebody introduced, the first time I heard life insurance, the first time I heard it, I don't know, I might have been in school still, college still. The first thing I was thinking was, I ain't gonna die no time soon. But as soon as I started making money, I got like a $26 policy. I don't know how much I'm paying now. It's like way more than that now, but it's only like $26. So I was just like, whatever. But now that's what's up. I wanted to ask you this. So, what's a good way to buy a home, purchase a home? What's a good? I don't really know how to phrase exactly what I'm saying, but what's a good way? How long does it take? And you know, when it comes down to purchasing a home, you know, not the way that works for everyone, but just a good way.
Okay. A good way to purchase a home is by using the money that you actually earn passively. What I mean by that is this. So, for example, most people are looking to purchase, you know, their beautiful dream home, this nice single family home, right? And I'm gonna move in. You know, the crown molding gonna be this thick.
Right.
You know, we gonna have some hardwood floors, and we gonna have some granite. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have your house, right? Exactly.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
your house. That's so silly. Like that's it, because the best way to do it is get you a quad, get you a duplex. You know what I'm saying? Get you something where you can. Don't nobody want to go through the ugly stage. Can we just go through the ugly stage? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, to your point, okay, I would get something that is either commercial, okay, or commercial meaning it's 5 units or more, okay. I would get something commercial first, or I would get something that's like a duplex or a quad or something like that, acquire it. Now, you may have to get a 30-year mortgage, okay? You may have to if the ability to actually get a simple interest loan does not work out for you, okay? But that's the reason why I mentioned commercial real estate, because you can actually purchase commercial real estate using an SBA loan. That's a great way to be able to acquire real estate without using your own money and having this big, large mortgage looming above you. But I really, really want to share this with people before we go, is that we have to get our hustle up. We have to make, now listen, leverage is super important. Leverage is the language of the wealthy, okay? So we're going to have debt. Okay, we're going to always have some sort of debt service, which I think is good. Anybody who aspires to be debt free doesn't understand leverage. Okay, so I need to let people know that today, that if you got it in your head and you like, oh my God, I just want to be debt free, that's not the right type of prayer. It's not. It's a prayer of lack and misunderstanding, because Robert Kiyosaki, who is one of the wealthiest men in America, okay, he got wealthy because of debt. And also, you want to look to lower your taxable income. The only way to lower your taxable income is to have debt. America favors debt in our tax bills, everything. So yes, go into debt, but have the right type of debt.
Right. So no David Ramsey.
Don't get her started.
Right, exactly. I'm like, let me. I thought we was having a good conversation here.
Oh man, I said no in front of you. I said no. I got you. So like, no, I'm with that as well. Like, yeah, good, such thing as good debt, and no, I like that because so 5 or more units, that's commercial. You get an SBA loan. So that's what's up. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
It's super. I mean, there's so many things out there that are available to us that we don't know about, that other communities know about. But most of this information, again, to our conversation we had earlier about schools, most of this information is not taught in schools.
Right. Yeah.
You got to do your own research, or get into a mentorship that teaches you this type of stuff. Right. Where somebody has already gone through the trials, the tribulations, stuff like that. Now, don't just be joining somebody's mentorship because, they done did one deal. And they talk a good game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But vet your people, who you want to study from, and do they do this in real life? I mean, you got people out there selling credit repair courses that ain't never repaired nobody's credit.
I know that.
Facts. Right. You got people selling Amazon courses, never sold on Amazon.
Oh my God. Anyway, that happens all the time.
But the thing is, what it is those are the people that's really doing the work. You might not have as much time to be on that camera as like a paid infomercial specialist or whatnot. And it's like, those people be damn good in front of that camera. They know they got the pitch. And some people are great with content. So it's just like, people that's doing it. So I say, if anyone that wants to go through like any type of mentorship, pay attention to the people that really provide free value on a consistent basis. Like the ones that put a lot of information on YouTube, or they always going live, or they give you actual simple steps that you can use, because most of the people that you see, especially when you see people on these larger platforms, by the time they make it to those platforms, for one, they probably pay to be on those platforms. You know what I'm saying? To where like, and then it's like they're better at selling it. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm not gonna tell you. So I sell courses on how to sell on Amazon. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, Aunty Shakey, we had her in a program and she made $3 million her first 6 months. If she didn't do it, I'm not gonna say that. At the same time, I don't even want people to know how much money she made, because I don't, people that throw out the money too much, to me that's kind of weird, because I don't want everybody to know how much money I make. And at the same time, they don't understand. People don't understand the difference between profit and sales. So I might sit here and like, oh, I got a reel telling you I made 100,000 in the last 15 days. My boy here could have just, not him, but my man's could have just asked me for $20. I gotta look him in his eye and tell him, man, that was just real, or
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then a lot of times, especially like in certain industries like real estate and finances, you better be careful with those because, like, for one, real estate is like the people that do like a lot of crowdfunding. Me personally, well, see, people, I'm not against people that do whatever they do, but those be kind of risky. You know what I'm saying? When you're sharing people's money, you pulling people's money in at the same time. So it's like,
I mean, we see what's happening right now with like Jay Morrison and what's happening there. Like, I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not a part of that.
nah, yeah.
But it's like you said, it's risky. I don't feel like he thought at all like he was trying to take anybody's money, but it just happened.
Yeah, I've been in part of some stuff before, and it was like I was in a situation where I didn't make a large investment, and I was able to get it back, and I was kind of looking at the person strange. But when the money exchange came, and he basically gave my money back, I was just like, man, that's one of those sports. That's one of those real sports where it's a risky sport. It's like UFC. So it's like at the end of the day. And then sometimes these plays, it be like boom, 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 do this. Man, sometimes it don't, like, I might put an application in and he might put it in and we get the same results. Or we might do a credit play and it might take me 3 weeks. It might take him a year to get his situation where he still might get an approval and it's so it's like it's kind of always odd when it comes down to it. So it's just better to work with people that actually and that you can actually vet.
Yeah.
And just because they got a cool commercial, like really I pay attention to people with the shittiest commercials, but they providing value. You know what I'm saying? Or the person that got a regular Benz versus a Lambo. I'm not saying the Lambo makes you a liar, but sometimes greed does play a big effect too. Like after a while, you could have been someone doing right, and then that money start coming in, and then you kind of look at life how it was. Like you see how the relationship between how people treated you before and now, and shit happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or it can be a mistake made and you don't want to be liable for it, and you got the power to take and make sure shit straight on your end. But sometimes you got these people out here, and it's the Wolf of Wall Street type of thing. You got people that want their money back and what have you or whatever. I'm sorry, you gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say that it's just really interesting out here though in this court space, but not especially, but I've seen few people talking about this Amazon thing, and I'm like, wow, you're more of a celebrity than you are like this is what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And but there's a balance with that too, because in my mind I was like, I don't want to be critical too much, because certainly like this is me. You know what I'm saying? Like but I also put in the work, you know what I'm saying? And maybe that's how they are too. Like this is just them. They got a team and they can afford a team, and because they have a team, they have more time to be able to look like something.
Yeah, it's just the people. It's just the people that make it seem like it's never gonna be easy. They make it look easy, and if anybody selling something, they make it look so easy, or it's gonna happen so fast, or you're gonna do this good in this amount of time. Normally it's BS, but you just kind of got to find somebody in between, like you said, someone that's got results, but like it's not trying to sell you. Pay attention to the person that sells you with the value versus the luxury or whatever, because it's hard.
I know we gotta go, but my thing about that though is so many people do lifestyle marketing because
it sells.
It sells.
Yeah.
Like somebody just like this is what you do. This is what you do. You do this every day. You can do this with your eyes closed. You know what I'm saying? And you're talented at it. However, how many more people could you mentor and stuff like that if you really flexed on them? Right. Because of the fact that we purchase with our eyes. Exactly. We don't purchase with logic.
Yeah, you're right.
We purchase with our eyes.
Yeah.
And so
but it's
they just great at understanding that.
It's yeah, but it be a lot of lies too. Like I can't rent a Lamborghini. I can't do that because it's expensive. You know what I'm saying? It's just not in me to do that. Or I'm not gonna tell someone that you made or that I made 10 times what I made. I just can't do it. You know, at the end of the day, like, so I guess I'm gonna just get beat because I just can't lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even mind flexing a little bit, but I'm just not just not the best liar or whatever. So before we get out of here, I want to get your take on. I see you talk you talk about relationships sometimes. All right, so here's one odd question. Do you see me like, and this might not have a real answer, but when it comes down to financial literacy, do you see more women being more financial literate these days, or do you see a lot of men being more? And when I say literate, I mean know about things like life insurance, just know about numbers. Like I know, for instance, my mom's way more financial literate than me. I'm more like marketing oriented, but when it comes down to the numbers, so I just want to get just a simple question.
Yeah, no, this is a statistic.
Okay.
Black women specifically, though, we are more educated and savvy in money than black men are.
Okay.
For sure. And I love that for us. I absolutely love that for us, but I also hate that for us because a lot of us also have become hustlers and nurturers, meaning that I'm hustling for my money, but I'm still okay with nurturing you while you sit on the couch and do nothing.
For real?
And so there's a lot of opportunists out here because they know that we're out here getting the money. You know what I'm saying? So when we kick into that nurturing, we demasculate almost the men because it's like, I don't have to work as hard. She got it. Or we can go half on the bills. I don't understand that concept of going half.
Oh, for real?
That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
There used to be a time a man took pride in taking care of his wife.
Right.
And her money is her money. And now we're talking about splitting things down the middle. But the reason why we're splitting things down the middle because some of us, we want to live in the big old house and, have the beautiful furniture and a nice car, 2-car garage, 3-car garage at this point, okay?
Yeah.
And having a car sitting in each one of them with a boat, okay? And so it's difficult for the man to actually pull all the weight because your luxuries are so great, the household bills are so great, but yeah, I really feel like it's been a blessing and a curse for us. And I would really like to see, men get back in their place of being providers and having pride in that. And us as women, kind of taking, not the back seat. I'm not saying that, but certainly I'm not pulling your weight.
Right.
Let you pull it.
No, that's what's up. So as far as what about the people out there that ain't really got it like that? They don't need to be thinking about love if they ain't got it like that. When I say ain't got it like that, $20 an hour, still trying to figure it out. 22 years old type of guy, 25 years old. He shouldn't even be thinking about nothing until he's able to be a provider, right?
Yeah.
I feel you.
Relax.
Chill.
Relax. You got time. You ain't got
time.
nothing but time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Relax.
You ain't got nothing but time. Relax. You trying to be all up in somebody, whatever, and then y'all end up with some babies, and now you set back even more. You know what I'm saying? Because now you got to pay child support if you pay child support. You know what I'm saying?
Unless y'all, stick it out.
It's it's a lot. Relax. Get your money up. Learn something. Read some books.
Right.
How we didn't have more sexual partners than we have read books.
Right.
Ooh,
oh my God.
Like,
crazy.
What we doing?
More than twice as many. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
exactly.
3 times as many. I know people that do not
many.
open these books.
Never open up a book after high school.
How you gonna not open up a book, but you open up legs? What's them legs gonna school you on? What they gonna teach you? It's just
Man.
gonna give you some heartache.
Yeah, it's gonna teach you how to pay child support.
It's gonna teach you how to pay child support for sure. And
Wow.
shoot, in Atlanta, it might teach you how to, be sitting at that county filling out that paperwork, trying to, so you can go under the radar while you take this test for these diseases.
Right.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh yeah.
just saying.
Facts. It's Atlanta now. It's
Atlanta.
It's a melting pot.
Exactly.
Now, so all right, like it's crazy because I'll be honest when it comes down to the financial. See, I might live in the wrong part of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Because like I don't really meet a lot of financially sound women. You know what I'm saying? I meet a lot of women that's getting to the bag from a hustler's perspective, but I more so see a lot of spit a check, blow it right back. I don't see a lot of folks sacrificing, saving, but at the same time, I'm not that close to anyone's finances right now. But at the same time, like when I see, it is a lot of women that are financially stable, but they don't. It's kind of hard to catch them single. You know what I'm saying? Once they know something, it's kind of hard. And as far as men being leeches, I don't want that luxury, but I don't even know who got that luxury except like in the hood or whatever. But for the most part, I don't know. Like that's an interesting perspective.
And the only reason why I say that because I hear a lot of men now that are like, well, she gotta bring this to the table. She gotta bring whatever to the table. Like she gotta work. She gotta do something.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what's to do work or do something? What does she need to do? What do you want her to do with that work? Like the fact that she works, okay. What do you want her to do with the money? Oh, she got to put half on it. What you want? Y'all answer me, cause I don't know.
If
I
had
got a go ahead.
yeah, if I as far as I'm attracted to career oriented women.
Okay.
Meaning like if I met them, normally the type of women I meet and I'm attracted to, they have something going on, and I'm not gonna stand in the way of. As far as their money, you can buy your own clothes with it. You know what I mean? Like, you're not saying that I won't buy anything, but just to have some type of sense of pride. And as far as, because we might get to arguing and, you got the right to say, I'm finna go hang out with my homegirls. You know what I'm saying? With this outfit I bought, this bag I bought, and I'm finna go buy my own drinks. You know what I'm saying? Or she might pay for a girl's trip. You know what I'm saying? But as far as me, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing out hypotheticals. But as far as like, if I was to pay for something, if I was to pay for, I haven't been in that situation where like, in a while to where me and I'm obligated to pay everything, or like we living together type of deal. But I do feel like, I wouldn't want you going back to your friends and like he pay half the rent, because that's an ugly conversation behind closed doors. So I wouldn't mind doing that if we together, we making things work. But as far as why they need their money. I feel like it's a sense of pride to have something going on, some type of hobby that pay you, or some type of.
Yeah, but let that be my pride, not that be your expectation of me. Right. So, because there's some really, really good women, and unfortunately, again, us as women, we have had to take on this role of being providers.
Yeah.
So a lot of us are career oriented out of. Surviving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just out of survival. This isn't where we desire to be.
Right.
I don't even think that this is the way we were made to be. Like, right. I stand in my femininity. Like, when it comes to, like, opening up the door, stuff like that, like, these precious female hands don't touch a gas nozzle. I'm walking through a door, and I could feel the presence of some male energy, I'm stepping to the side and letting the man open up that door for me. I think that that's not happening enough because we as women are out here surviving. And the men are, while they're also out here surviving too, I feel like some of them have gotten to the point where they have been weakened, where the hustle is no longer there.
Yeah.
It's just not there. Like, my husband works 4 full-time jobs. Like, he got his hustle is magnificent.
Yeah, that's dope.
However, with I might have to edit that out. I don't think the job's supposed to know about each other. But anyway, but what I'm saying is this: is that some men think it's enough to be able to wake up at 6, be home by 5, have a meal on the table, and then they supposed to have the rest of their night.
How's it supposed to go?
You work so your family has all their needs,
Oh,
all
okay.
their desires.
Okay.
But if you like, oh well, she got half on it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to work that hard.
Oh yeah, I got you. I see what you mean.
So now we raising kids that don't work that hard.
Right.
A lot of them.
It's a pattern.
We just kind of talking about that. He was just like, yeah, if you not where you want to be financially, eat you a sandwich, drink you a cup of water, get back to doing something.
Get back to doing something. When you get off of work at 5,
That's it.
you should go home. You can't even afford to take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
Eat you some food, whatever, and then get right back to it. Whatever that hustle is. Whatever that hustle is. Like when I'm looking for I'm married. I'm 20 years in, right? So I ain't been on the dating scene in a long time. Okay, so this little arranged marriage we got going on worked out real well for us. But what I'm saying is that if I was in the dating scene, it would be very difficult for me.
Yeah, it'd be
very
damn difficult. It'd be damn difficult.
Cause literally I would tell you what I got going on. Yeah, I got a great business going. You know, I make really good money and stuff like that. But that ain't got nothing to do with what you bringing into this household.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you got the people that have common sense though. They'll know like, okay, somebody established. I gotta at least be
This level.
Some people got common sense. Some people shoot their shot anyways. But I feel like that makes sense, because of what you bring into the table. Going back to that, like I mean, like it makes sense, But what's going on oftentimes is people that don't have the credentials. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you gotta still go over the top. Not saying you have to, but sometimes it's people that don't have as much going on. They're not as financially sound or have as much hustle about themselves. And they it's like the type of things they demand these days. You know what I'm saying? The dating scene, it's kind of fueled by social media.
Men or women?
I was talking about, well, either way.
Okay.
Either way it go. You know what I'm saying? Like some men that get on there, they'll watch a couple Kevin Samuel videos and I'm a high power man, you know what I'm saying? He said he on his way to Chick-fil-A or whatnot. No matter nothing wrong with Chick-fil-A at all.
Right,
they got corporate Chick-fil-A and some people make a damn good chicken sandwich, but but like now you got some women that ain't got shit going on and it's like they expect the world. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't expect anything. But it's kind of like I rock with you, you kind of cute, but I'm not saying how are you the prize. We are both prizes in that matter. You know what I'm saying? But let's build it up. You know what I'm saying? Like let's build up a little skill or let's build up some hustle, then pop your shit. You know what I'm saying? But
what hustle do you want her to build up?
Just have something going on. You know what I'm saying? Have something.
Okay.
Just have something going on. It ain't necessarily gotta be. It could be anything. You know what I'm saying? Some people just don't have anything. I'm talking about don't even have a good conversation to bring. You know what I'm saying? Or it's like some people don't work on. Some people.
What if the person had no job? They had great conversation though, like great conversation, just
That's dope.
Whatever, right?
That's dope.
But they were great administrative.
That's dope.
Right? But they don't work in an administrative capacity on anybody's job.
That's dope.
But they can add value into your life in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Okay.
Yeah. But a lot of people these days don't have administrative. A lot of folks don't have skill sets.
They got it when the plantation tell them to.
Yeah, I get when you coach.
Well, yeah,
Willing
somebody
to be
teach
coached,
them.
yeah.
Somebody teach them.
Willing to learn.
Yeah, people, I mean, a lot of folks don't be willing to learn. Or, you know, when you first meet somebody, it's not really about me teaching you something when you first meet somebody.
Right. Of course.
You know
not.
what I'm saying? But no, that's dope. Like administrative, it could be, you know, cause me, I'm a business person, so just someone that understands how important I take my content, or, you know, if you see me struggling with some errands, you know, I got, you know, if I'm with somebody, I'm not gonna be with somebody I don't got. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, I'm not gonna be with somebody that, you know, if this is what I'm used to doing, I'm not gonna get no one that's trained or programmed to need more than I'm able to provide. I'm not gonna step out my comfort zone. But what I'm saying is, some people don't have the common sense to know how to lend a hand. It's not necessarily about the money, because I've never received money from a woman before. In fact,
That's amazing.
I've never received one. It's rare that I give someone something to get paid, and it's rare for me to expect anything. Never did the half on the bills thing. So you know, but at the same time, I ain't gonna be with no wrecking crew. You know, someone that
Absolutely. I mean, certainly you don't want to get with an opportunist. I think that's what all men are afraid of, is getting with someone that's just an opportunist, right? That's not what I'm suggesting, but I am suggesting that that us as women, I would love to see there to be a reverse, and it probably will never happen, that we get back to being these delicate flowers that are to be protected, that are to be adorned, that are to be cared for. Like, that's what I would like to see. And right now, there are some men that if I walked in an alley with them, like, I would be terrified. And I should feel safe walking through an alley with any man.
Oh, you mean they don't make you feel safe as y'all walk through it?
Safe.
Oh, wow.
They don't make me feel safe. You know what I'm saying? Because they're out for themselves. They're only thinking about themselves. And so if, you know, the stick up man, you know, happen to show up, then it's like, he gonna run.
Stick up man pull up on me. I'm like, Johnny, man, take your ass back to whole national, man. If I tell your mama, man. What you doing, Johnny? Leave. Oh, we'll give you my watch. No, you can't have it, Johnny.
Exactly. But no.
Nah, I feel you. That's crazy. Nah, I feel what you mean though. Like I feel you, cause like some people be too fresh to eat. It's like, man, you got skinny jeans on, you just got a pedicure and a facial. You might not do nothing if the jack boy come up. You know what I'm saying? You might not even be willing to pick your girl up. You might she might be like, you. Nah, it's crazy.
Bruh, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like us as black women, we have to be the protector. We have to be the provider. We got to be every damn thing. And I'm just saying, listen, can we reverse this? Can we get back to the way things were? Times 10, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen, because so long as us as women that got boys, we keep babying our boys and toughening up our girls, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, now, I need to find. I'm in the wrong crowd, because what you saying is like the opposite of what I see on a. I mean, I see a lot of great people, but they don't really be. A lot of the great ones don't really be single for too long, and I feel like sometimes, some of the good women be scared of, like, not scared of entrepreneurs, but like they like them 9-to-5ers. You know what I'm saying? Someone they know exactly when they work, when they get off work. You know what I'm saying? How much money they make. Like, it's a lot of guys I know, they be in great relationships. It be beautiful. They girl know everything hitting their checking account, and it's like, I'm not saying that I will never get to that point, but I got a lot of checking accounts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm in the inventory-based business where it's a cash flowing, you know, so sometimes it might be a situation, you know, we wake up, we want to, I might have to go to a club to network with somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially like the way I move. So it's like, sometimes I feel like some women be intimidated by somebody that don't have like limits to their schedule or what they can do on a regular day.
I don't think it's intimidation. I think it's trauma.
Yeah.
It's trauma. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know the exact statistic, but I know it's pretty high, of the amount of black men that cheat. So, if me knowing that reality, that, not saying that this happened at all, but like if I come from a family where I see all the men in the family cheating, I'm coming into a relationship thinking my man gonna cheat too. And if he's an entrepreneur and he's somewhere networking, at a club late at night, or he's here or he's there or whatever, then I can't keep a whole lot of like, I'm bringing trauma into the relationship.
Yeah.
And I feel like y'all created this mess. Help me, help me manage it. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, we all go into it trusting and believing that our spouse won't cheat on us, okay? But make me feel comfortable, because I am dealing with that trauma.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I don't really know, cause I mean, I just feel like I don't really know how to explain that one, cause I don't really be having that much time on my hands. Like, I'm a busy person. I don't really have like. And then people cost, you know what I'm saying? It costs a lot to keep people happy or whatever. I don't got that much time on my hand, but I get where you coming from. It can be something simple. Like I got a situation where this was a young girl thing. I guess she was mad that I wasn't responding as frequently as I can via text message. Cause I be busy. I might be 1 minute I'm cooling, 1 minute I'm on a Zoom. Next minute I got a podcast on. I got the phone on mute. And where was I going with that? So it was just like. Or I've been in situations where I might collab with somebody and then like all of a sudden like, oh, y'all got something going on. Okay. It's like, bro, we just went on the Instagram live talking about business, like, huh? Like, or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I guess I don't know. I don't really know how to defeat that. It's not really my lane.
And for some people, no. And before people come at me in the comments, it's not. It's just one of those things of like. Do what you say you're gonna do. Be where you gonna say be where you say you're gonna be. You know what I'm saying? That sort of thing. But don't. I think some women are overly like, where you at? Where you been? You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about them women. You know what I'm saying? But I am talking to us as black women. We do have that. I don't know if there's any family that infidelity hasn't hit in some way. That's just the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? And nobody wants to be that statistic. And so I think it's just that, and I think it's just that, that communication that's just going to be important. You know what I'm saying? And I think the right person, when you meet her, like she'll understand, she'll know. I'm just saying to mitigate, what could actually happen in her, just be... I mean, that's what marriage is, right? Because, I mean, I know you're talking about dating, but when you get to that point of marriage, you know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be, it has to be something where I really, really trust you. And I know this man ain't going to do nothing. He just loves me too much.
Right.
Like, just make her feel really loved. Even being a business owner and being super busy.
Yeah, right.
And that don't cost money.
It don't.
That don't cost money. It ain't about the money. Don't.
Nah, you can't make it about the money.
It can't.
Yeah.
Well.
Not all about it. It's about it. It's about it. But you know what I'm saying? They're not separate. But I know what you mean. We good on that end. You know what I'm saying?
I had to get myself back together. Wait.
It's about it, but like not the short term.
Right.
It's more about wealth than money.
Yes.
It's more about wealth than money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But you do want somebody that can, if y'all go through tough times, she's willing to ride it with you, and
There you go.
Yeah.
be that data boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
He said,
how long she gonna ride the wave with me though? What if that
Listen.
wave get us under the bridge? She
Listen.
still should be there, right?
You know what though? I'm gonna tell you, with my husband, I told y'all I married him for a purpose, okay? To be taken care of. And when I had to go back to go to work, like he probably knew at that point, okay, she in it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna ain't you a stupid woman if you just gonna let your whole life, your whole family crumble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the midst of a recession.
Yeah.
And you can't go and get you a little $10 and $25 hour job just so y'all can eat.
So we can
Right.
build back up together.
You know what I'm saying? But also in the midst of that, I was also that woman that's like, okay, we got but so much time, okay? Like, I'm gonna need you to get you some jobs
Yeah,
and get us back right,
Nah,
okay?
facts.
But y'all, this was good.
If she is
Yeah. I guess let the people know where let the people know where they can find you.
So you guys can find me on all social platforms at Aunty Shakey. What's that? They don't have Twitter no more, but what is it called? X. X.
X.
I ain't X. I'm not on X for real, but you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook at Aunty Shakey. I also have a challenge that's coming up in October, October 8th through the 13th, where me and 5 other experts are collabing together. We're talking about taxes. We're talking about credit funding. We're talking about budgeting, life insurance, creating a plan, family legacy. We're talking about all of that and how to purchase real estate with no money and bad credit. So it's gonna be a dope little week. So yeah, we got that coming up too.
Okay, cool. You got anything you want to add?
No, not right now. I definitely appreciate you showing up.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Giving us
yeah.
some
Great,
game.
great interview. I
Good
definitely
tips.
feel I feel wealthier after that conversation.
Good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's been another episode of Multiple Streams by Any Means. Remember, good things go to those that hustle.
Facts.
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 Facts.